Alright, so a couple of videos ago I did mention JoJo video games, and with the Great Days Festival happening soon, we're gonna get information on Diamond Records. But since I was talking about JoJo games, I thought we'd talk about JoJo games today and just speak on the future of where they can potentially go and stuff like that, since a couple of you guys don't understand how a couple things work from a business perspective. I also don't understand how a couple things work where it's like they probably should be able to do these things, but they don't. But anyways, we'll get into that shortly. So the first thing I want to talk about is a comment that I see a lot on videos and stuff, and people that say it on Discord. I've seen people tweet about it, on Twitter and stuff like that, which, by the way, you guys can join my Discord. It's in the description below. We talk about JoJo or just whatever the hell we feel like talking about, and you guys can follow me on Twitter @FreyKugel. Everything will always be linked in the description below, etc., etc. But with that being said, a lot of people always say they want to see All-Star Battle or Eyes of Heaven come to PC. Now, this would be a good idea and it would be pretty cool, but there's this big problem with it, and this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand. And I apologize for this being like a shorter video. It's just because there's not much to really say other than these couple of things until we get more news and stuff, and I'll save a character explanation video for next week, I promise. But anyways, a lot of people are like, hey, we want to see these games come to PC. Now you gotta understand, they can't just port the games over to PC as much as we think they can. And whether it's them not having the money for it or whatever the case may be, at the end of the day, they probably still do have the money for it, but it wouldn't be a smart investment and they would end up losing money because a lot of people wouldn't be buying the games, etc., etc. So look at Dragon Ball Xenoverse and Naruto Storm games, right? Those are both games that are done by Bandai Namco and CyberConnect 2. Well, at least Naruto is, right? Same with the JoJo games. They're done by Bandai Namco, CC2. These guys work on the games, right? They're all Bandai games, and those other games are on PC while JoJo isn't. Now, the only reason why those games are on PC and JoJo isn't is because the other games have sold way more than the JoJo games have, sadly, alright? As much as you guys might be like, oh, I don't like Dragon Ball, or oh, I don't like Naruto, well, when it comes to putting games and stuff like that on PC or just making games in general, it's whatever makes the sales and whatever gets the business done, because at the end of the day, Bandai Namco is still a business and they do still need to make their money. They have people working there that need this money. They got to get money so they can live their lives. It's their jobs. The people that are holding the company got to make more money so they can just keep profiting off of making games and stuff. So unless the JoJo games were to start selling as well as the Dragon Ball Z games, which will never happen, alright? Like, at least over here, unless one guy decides to buy like a bajillion copies of JoJo Eyes of Heaven or something, right? These things aren't gonna happen, okay? Because as much as we might like JoJo, it'll still never be as big as like Dragon Ball Z or Naruto, and that's just a fact that you gotta accept regardless of liking these series or not. Because I like all three of these series to an extent. I like Dragon Ball a lot. It's something I grew up with. I like JoJo. I got into it about like almost 2 years now, and it's been really cool. And I've loved it. I've loved it. But it'll never be as big as these other series. So if we were to want to see it on PC, right? If we were to want to see Eyes of Heaven and All-Star Battle on PC, these games would have to sell well. Now, I haven't looked into all the sales and stuff for this video, and I probably should have checked that before doing that. I could actually just check it right now, actually. So I think I'll just go ahead and do that. So look up JoJo Eyes of Heaven sales, and I couldn't type right there for a second. Alright, let's see. I can't find anything for it, but there is a Reddit post for it. We'll look at this. Apparently it's doing awful in Japan. I said it, people downvoted me to hell. Game is worse graphically in general. Multiplayer, blah 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 blah. Okay, they're talking about they're comparing it to Eyes of Heaven, to All-Star Battle, but anyways, like just the general, I guess, consensus or whatever, and just everything or whatever, it all comes down to the sales, right? So it depends on how well these games sell. So I have both of the games, right? I have All-Star Battle and Eyes of Heaven. I got Eyes of Heaven imported from Japan on the first day it came out, and I bought All-Star Battle on sale not too long ago. I want to say in like September or in the summer for like $5 on PSN. There was like a big Bandai sale and it was like $5, so I bought it, right? $5, okay? So this is $5 that I spent on the game, right? Given, regardless of the sale price, I still bought the game, so that still counts towards sales, right? Right. Now, if you're going to be that guy that's going to be like, oh, why aren't these games on PC, but you don't own either of them, you're part of the problem why they're not on PC, because, they didn't sell, and you guys can even crack my knuckles. I'm sorry, this is, things that I do on occasion. But, you're part of the problem. If you didn't buy either of these games, don't complain about them not coming to PC or being like, oh, well, I can't buy these games because I don't have a PS4 or a PS3, so I can't play it on PC even though I have PC because it's not on PC. Well, if you don't have the systems for it, then you know, and you really want to see these games come to PC, you gotta, you know, tweet at Bandai and stuff and tell them, hey, we want this. Because if there was enough fan demand for it, and you know, and it made them more money, then they would definitely pursue this, and you know, they would definitely just put these games on the PC. And if they put these games on the PC, you know, maybe they could fix netcode and things like that, but that's probably something that they won't do. But if they do put these games on PC, you know, there will be like mods and stuff, and people can get other character skins replaced and things like that, and we can have more different costumes, etc., etc. And that would be really sick, because you know, people make these mods for Xenoverse and they have like completely new characters and they add in a bunch of crazy cool shit. You know, there's like Blue Vegito and all that stuff that'll eventually be released into the game as DLC, but they have these mods for these cool things. Same with Naruto. You know, Naruto even has like a JoJo mod in Storm 4, I think, where they replace one of the characters with Dio. So, you know, these things would be really cool to see if JoJo got ported to PC, but JoJo won't get ported to PC because of sales. So if you guys want these games to get ported to PC, you guys have to buy, you know, both to show support and tell Bandai that you want them, because, you know, you've got to make the sales so that they can make these things happen. And kind of talking about Diamond Records earlier, we'll get back into that now, is the future of just JoJo games in general. It just depends, honestly, from how things go from here on out, because if you guys haven't noticed, in Japan, the mobile market is a really big thing, right? You know, mobile games are kind of just running their own big business in itself, and mobile games are very popular in Japan. They've become, you know, popular in the US. A lot of people play mobile games, a lot of people play Japanese mobile games. I myself play Dokkan Battle. It's on my channel, you know. You guys can go ahead and check those videos out if you want to ever get into it, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Or if you're just like a Dragon Ball fan and you're like a new subscriber, you didn't know I did that game, I do stuff about that game on my channel. But anyways, you know, the things like Dokkan Battle, One Piece Treasure Cruise, Naruto Blazing, Bleach Brave Souls, and things like that, all those other mobile games, you know, people that play like Candy Crush or whatever the hell mobile game you play, right? I'm probably forgetting like all the crazy ones, like, well, what is it, like Clash of Clans or something. You know, these mobile games are just running their own market, and they're very big in Japan and, you know, just worldwide. But in Japan, mobile games are the shit, all right? Japan loves mobile games. There's also Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links now, Pokemon Duel, you know, and Japan loves these games, right? Now, Japan does have the JoJo Stardust Shooters game, which is another mobile game, but from what I've noticed, you know, that game didn't do too crazy in Japan. A lot of people were just like kind of iffy on it. So that's a big factor in, you know, just other games coming out as well. But if Diamond Records does well on mobile, right, if this game does great, which it probably might end up because of, you know, the Part 4 hype, and people are all on that hype train still for Part 4 and the Part 4 anime and things like that. So if these games do well, or if Diamond Records does, you know, well, and a lot of people are playing it, and a lot of people are putting money into it, because hear me out, with these mobile games, while they may be free, the people that pay to get, you know, like for example in Dokkan Battle, people pay for Dragon Stones, right? I myself have paid for Dragon Stones sometimes because they've been on sale, and you know, I play the game a lot, so if I want to pull extra characters and things are on sale and I'm getting a good deal out of it and I have extra money laying around, then I'll spend the extra money laying around because it's a sale, and you know, it's a one-time thing. So, you know, these people that spend money on the game like all the time, like every day and stuff, are the people that keep these games up, because even though they're free games, you know, they still, like, Bandai still needs to have some type of income off of the game for them to continue maintaining it and for them to keep updating it and adding new things. That's why, you know, games like One Piece Treasure Cruise and Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle are updated so often. You know, more so Dokkan gets updated like crazy, and especially in the past, like, you know, couple 6 months or whatever, the game has been growing like crazy, and a lot of people have been playing it, and a lot of people have been, you know, buying stones and investing a lot of time into it, and it's just been getting more and more content, and we're now into the second anniversary of that game as well, the 2-year anniversary for Japan, and you know, it's just been a big deal. And because a lot of people are spending money on the game, they're able to do more things. So if more people spent money on, you know, Diamond Records when that game comes out, because it'll probably have some type of microtransaction in it, then most likely they'll keep updating it frequently and things like that. But if the game just succeeds in general, then a lot of people will end up playing the game, or obviously a lot of people will end up playing the game, but they'll continue to do more things with JoJo and JoJo video games. And as long as we reach out to them and we tell them, hey Bandai, you know, do this or do that, or we tell them to eventually release an English version. If it gets popular enough in Japan and, you know, people love it, then they might eventually release an English version, because Stardust Shooters never saw an English release. We never got that game over here in America. You can still play it on an iPhone or an Android. You know, on Android it's easy because you can just get the APK for it and download that and install it. On iPhone, you have to make a Japanese iTunes, which can be a little tricky, which I'm not going to teach you guys how to do that. You guys can, you know, look up a video of that for yourself. But I myself have a Japanese iTunes, and, you know, it's how I play Dokkan and stuff like that. And I will check out Stardust Shooters for a video. But, you know, you guys gotta support these games and play these games so that we can get more JoJo games, because if Diamond Records is like a big flop, I don't know if they're gonna continue making more JoJo games as often, or if they'll space them out a little more, because they'll probably just be like, oh well, this didn't succeed, so I don't think, you know, people want any JoJo games, or I don't think people want to see us put these things out. And they might continue to just be like, you know, whatever, we'll do it because somebody else might fund it or some shit like that. But that's not likely to happen. You know, big moral of the story is, if you guys want to see another JoJo game, or you guys want to see these other games get ported to PC, you guys gotta buy the games, play the games, and support the company and tell Bandai, hey, we want this on PC. Hey, we want, you know, more JoJo games. You guys gotta let them know, because the reason why things like Dragon Ball Xenoverse, or, you know, Dokkan Battle and all the other stuff that they do, like the One Piece stuff and the Naruto stuff, get updated so often, is because people go and they reach out to Bandai and stuff, and they tell them, hey, we want this, we want that. You know, they'll be like, oh, for Xenoverse, like, can you fix this bug, fix that bug? And, you know, Bandai usually fixes these things. And there's still a lot of things that they got to fix, but, you know, they've been doing a pretty good job of keeping up with this. So basically, you know, fan feedback is important. All right, I can't stress this and emphasis, I can't put an emphasis on this like more than enough than I already have several times, but I thought I would sit here and make this big video or whatever, just this video talking about it in general, so that people could understand that if you want these things to happen, you got to support them directly and let them know. So, you know, go ahead, tweet at Bandai Namco US, tweet at Bandai Namco Japan, you know, tell them we want, if you guys really want Stardust Shooters, tell them we want Stardust Shooters, and maybe they'll bring it over here, which I doubt, because the game does not look that fun, honestly. But Diamond Records could be really cool. We don't know until the game comes out, until we get news for it. That being said, you know, I will be covering it on my channel, because I'll get the game. I have my phone set up so I can record and stuff. So, you know, it's just a matter of whenever the game releases, I can check it out and I can get my hands on it, you know. But if you guys want more JoJo games, you got to support. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments, and, you know, tell me what you guys would want to see in another JoJo game, which I might do another video of, you know, I guess in this video of talking about JoJo games, like I did with the Eyes of Heaven All-Star Battle video, talking about my ideal JoJo game, what I would put in it, etc., etc. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know down below in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.